Train the muscles, not the joints. I just wanted to show you what I'm doing with my squat rack here to make sure that I'm having a better squat workout. Because the thing is, there's not a big deal with having a little bit of a deviation on your squat rack. But the problem is that if you're squatting like that all the time, you may develop an imbalance, right? One side will be stronger than the other, like you're stabilized on the left side of your spine will be trying to work constantly every time you squat. You don't want to overwork the core on one side more than the other too much, because you're going to, start to create a curvature in your spine possibly, or you're going to start pulling always with one side. So then when you are squatting on an even floor, it's going to feel really weird. Injury prevention is all about balance. And if you're out of balance, if one side's so much more strong than the other, it could cause some problems. So I just don't really feel right about squatting like this all the time. And because I do want to work out at home quite a bit, pretty much 50-50, so that way I can avoid the commute and stuff, it's really important for me to level this out. It's also important too to level out that floor for bench presses, because for years I was bench pressing almost on an angle at home in my garage, just because, all garages slope downwards. Although this house, the garage is extremely aggressive with the slope or the angle, right? So that's the problem with garages. They slope downwards just to make sure in case there's a flood, all the water gets out of the garage, but it's not very good for squatting or for bench pressing. So yeah, I basically have to make sure that I'm bench pressing properly here. So I leveled this out to make sure I can bench press very evenly, so I can kind of get a better estimate of where my strength is before I go to the gym. Basically doing two totally different exercises. When I go to the gym, if I have an even bench, it's gonna feel totally different than if I have a bench that's kind of off kilter at home, right? So yeah. Anyway, I think you guys understand. Here are the boards that I'm using. This is the board. And I've got, as you can see, it's not super thick, but well, I don't know, about a quarter inch, I guess, maybe? It's almost a quarter inch. So the board is almost a quarter inch. You can see, so it's not quite even a quarter inch, honestly. About 3/4 of a quarter inch. Or I have 2 of these boards already down there, so I'm gonna do 3. So that will be enough just to basically help level out this area. So I'm also gonna use this all-purpose glue to put the boards together to make them stable, right? So they don't slide over top of each other once I put that workout mat over top of them. And that way it just helps it be more stable. I mean, it's only necessary for at first, but over time, I mean, the weight of the mats and the squat rack's gonna keep it in place anyway, but this is just a little bit of insurance in that. So as you can see, even though it's not perfectly even, it's a lot more even than it was before. Before it was like a much more dramatic angle. So I think this is, if I add another board, let's just put it this way, I don't have any more boards, but if I had another board, I think it would be too much, then it would start kind of swaying the other side. So anyway, this is the easiest way I know of to level it out anyway. So. All right, let's get to some squats, I guess. So thanks a lot for watching, and if you need to get a hold of me, just go to naturalgallantbodybuilding.com and take care for now.